Hey guys, welcome to the rainy workout of the week, brought to you by the Get Better Project, your online at-home training program that only requires no equipment. Yep, only requires no equipment, 2 dumbbells, or if you have a full garage gym setup, we got you accommodated there too. The workouts that we do only require 2 dumbbells, and you can do them anywhere that we are, actually outside of the van in the United States. So we do them all over the place. In fact, we just did them at the Crystal Mountain parking lot and got our full workouts done up there, no problem, just with 2 dumbbells. Got some weird looks, but that's okay. Anyway, the workout of the week is 4 rounds for time of a 400-meter run, 40 alternating single leg squats, and a 40-foot handstand walk, 40-second handstand hold against the wall, or 40-second pike handstand hold if you're not comfortable with either of those first 2 options. So this is a pretty advanced one, guys. We got the tons of gymnastics coming at you with the running. So you're gonna try and run pretty darn hard. Going into these alternating single leg squats are gonna be high volume at 40 of them, so 20 each leg. And then you have the handstand walks, which are going to be also very technically challenging. And I'm guessing the majority of you doing this are gonna do the pike handstand hold, which is 100% totally fine, meaning that you're just at a pike position holding yourself with your body inverted against the ground, and that's totally cool. Either way, our program is gonna meet you where you're at. You're gonna get lots of aesthetic, meaning body fat, body changes, all right? So leaning up, getting more muscle, and it's gonna make you feel better because your body is gonna be moving. You're gonna be able to do more things. It allows us to be able to climb mountains, run up mountains, do mountain biking, climb and rappel through slot canyons. Whatever it may be, whatever sounds fun to you, it's probably gonna get your body ready for that, all right? If you would like to try our program for 2 weeks free on the house and get full access to our app, to our coaching for myself and our other coaches, doing our weekly athlete check-ins, and access to our private Facebook group, go over to thegetbetterproject.com/2 weeks. That's thegetbetterproject.com/2 weeks. We'd love to have you try out this workout, then join the 2 free weeks, and we'll get you rolling towards your goals immediately. You can get started today. Let us know how that workout was for you. Have fun. If you have questions, we're here for you. Ask them. For running, one of my favorites. You're gonna put yourself in a great postural position, chest up, shoulders back, feet underneath your hips. And what you're gonna be doing from here is you fall forward from your ankles and then pick up your feet as you need to because of the fall, rather than pushing yourself off. So gravity is actually moving us forward, and we're catching it as much as we can. There's still gonna be a little bit of a push off just to get our feet into the right position, but it's amazing how much you can use gravity in order to move yourself forward quickly when you're running. So everything stays aligned as you're running. Your hamstrings are what you're gonna try and focus on to pull your feet up off the ground rather than trying to push yourself off of the ground. So think of pulling yourself here. And then what you're gonna be doing is also thinking of striking the ground in your midfoot, okay? So right about there, rather than a toe strike or a heel strike. And the heel strike is really one that you don't want to do, even though we have these big heels on our shoes. What it does is actually slows us down every step, because if we're trying to fall forward, we're stepping like this, you can see that that momentum is getting halted every single step if we're doing that. The other thing is that it puts a lot of stress on our joints. So we find that heel strikers have more injuries than people that are having a nice, solid, good strike. Then we're doing a really quick, fast turnover, so almost as fast as we can for a maintained period of time, because that's also been shown to have less impact on our bodies than taking really big strides. And it does make sense when you break it down with like how much weight and impact you're gonna have into the ground with a big stride versus a small stride. Then what we're gonna be doing is looking at our upper body. So we're gonna be acting kind of like a robot, where we're trying to clean a big, thick piece of glass, just like this. And that's because we're trying to go in a forward direction rather than, if we have over rotation, you see how it turns our body? We're not trying to go in that direction, in that direction, in that direction. We're trying to go forward in forward direction. So there you have it. There's the running technique. If you have any questions about running, I'd love to answer them. For the single leg squats, what you're gonna be doing is putting yourself into a very similar position as if you were doing a regular squat. So in a regular squat, you'd have your feet slightly wider than hip width, but because we're gonna be balancing, we're gonna put one foot on the ground in the middle of our balancing position. Then this off leg's gonna be out in front or to the side of where we wanna be. Then from here, we're gonna do the same movement pattern though for the squat. We're gonna push our hips back, We're gonna push our knee to the outside if we can. We're gonna lower ourselves down as low as we can get, and then we're gonna come back up, okay? And then we would switch or do them all in one leg depending on what's prescribed for that particular workout. But same thing, push the hips back, knees slightly to the outside if we can, dropping ourselves down as low as we can, and then we're gonna come back up. Once we get more and more advanced at this, we will do the same thing, push our hips back, knees to the outside, go all the way down to parallel or below, and then stand back up. What we're really looking at as we're doing that is, can we keep our back pretty close or close to flat when we're going all the way down? We may or may not be able to do that, and if we can't, then that's all right, and we won't go all the way down. But what I'm trying to do is I'm pushing my hips back, and then I'm pushing my knee forward in order to keep my back as flat as I can, and then driving through the heel in order to get back up to the top. You can also do it where you sit yourself down onto something. So if you have a bench like this, I'm gonna do the same movement pattern, but I'm just gonna sit myself down, and then I'm gonna stand myself back up. The common faults with this are for you to have the knee drive to the inside. So if you can't keep your knee to the outside, what I'm gonna have you do is go lesser depth. So just go as low as you can go, keeping the knee in a good position. What that means is that your glutes are contracting effectively. If your glutes give out, then your knee is gonna push to the inside. And sometimes we'll see people that will go down really nicely, and as they come up, the knee will slide to the inside. So the whole time we're gonna be trying to push that knee to the outside, or at least point in the direction of the toe, and keep it very static in that position, not wobbling inside and out. But it's okay, and it is very common for us to see that wobbling inside out. We're just gonna have to practice the movement. We have some other things that if you have a really hard time with that, you should let us know. And we have some other things that you can practice in order to really strengthen your glutes and get yourself in a good position when you're doing the single leg squats. For handstand walking, if you're not comfortable with handstand walking, then I'm not gonna push you to get comfortable with handstand walking unless it's something that you would really like to do for yourself. And if you would like to do it, then I would highly recommend that you practice it in an area that has a bunch of grass, or someplace that's going to be nice and easy and soft if you're gonna fall. Because the first thing that I usually teach people with handstand walking is how to fall and roll, okay? Because if you slam down, if you, like a tree, you tighten up, then that's gonna be, it's gonna hurt a lot more than if you can fold and relax into a fall. Because we all fall when we're learning how to do it, and there's nothing wrong with falling, but it'd be purposeful to learn how to fall before you do something that's going to cause you to fall, right? So for the handstand walk, you're just going to get yourself up on your hands and walk around for the allotted distance of handstand walking. And the only thing that I can really say about handstand walking is that if you can keep yourself in a tighter position, meaning that there's less bend in your back as you're doing the walk, then you're going to just have a better experience with your lower back not bothering you and keeping yourself in a safe position. A lot of times people will get really bent over. And that's another thing to note, is that if you're a taller person, you're usually gonna have a harder time with that. But you can get around it by bending at your knees a little bit more to take that bow out of your back. And you're just gonna have to play around with it once you get to the position of feeling comfortable with walking around with your hands. For the pike handstand hold, you're just gonna attack this like a pike handstand push-up, where you're going to hinge at your hips like you're going down for a burpee, reach out for the ground, put your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width, going up onto your toes, but you're just gonna hold yourself in this pike position, trying to push your head in between your arms so that you're as close to perpendicular to the ground as you can. So you're just holding this for the amount of time that is necessary. All right guys, we'll see you on the next workout.